It's difficult to be objective about your favorite food, your favorite band, your favorite secondary weapon in Warframe. Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today it's finally time to update the Akbolto Prime. This, without a doubt, is my favorite secondary weapon in Warframe for a lot of subjective reasons, and today I'm gonna let you know what are some of those reasons. I got a cheap build, something affordable that most players will be able to build, but of course we also got the quote-unquote endgame setup with a Riven. That said though, please keep in mind that my builds and guides usually take a new player friendly approach. I like to take my time and explain a lot of the aspects that veteran players should already be accustomed to. So in case you're a veteran and you already know most of this stuff, please bear with me. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Akbolto Prime. Let's begin by checking out how the weapon handles without any mods equipped, and for that just a couple of free shots. The Akbolto Prime are a pair of semi-automatic secondary weapons with a projectile-based attack. It's a bolt of sorts, hence the name Akbolto. Let me show you the projectile. We're gonna put a couple of shots in this corrupted heavy goon, and you will see it's peppered with all these futuristic Van Helsing looking darts, I wanna say. When it comes to the maximum fire rate of the weapon, it's pretty solid, but the problem is this is a semi-automatic weapon, so in order to use this maximum fire rate, you gotta either one, click the crap out of your button, okay, or you can also bind your trigger or your fire to your mouse scroll wheel. You can also use a macro on PC. I'm not sure the guys on console if they can use a macro. Certain controllers, certain advanced controllers actually have the option to make macros. But on PC, the stance, Digital Extreme's official stance on macros is, believe it or not, you do so at your own risk. And this is not me being funny, this is somebody trying to live out some sort of gangster fetish, I believe. So yeah, man, you do so at your own risk. When it comes to the recoil on the weapon, it's pretty solid, as you can see. It does jiggle just a little bit, but most of the bolts will be landing where you aim. And that's pretty much it to the functionality of the weapon. Let's have a closer look at stats and all whatnot. Mod capacity 60 out of 60, and if your Akbolto Prime has only 30 out of 30, jump into actions and install the Auto King Catalyst. Now, this will double your mod capacity, and it's a necessary step to maxing out any weapon in Warframe. When it comes to how many forma you gotta put in, guys, more than 2, it's not really worth it. Actually, you can get away with 0 forma on this beautiful, beautiful weapon. It depends on the build that you're gonna be going for and what kind of mods do you have. Do you got Prime Pistol Gamba and Prime Target Crack? Then in that case, make sure you have at least 2 V symbols. Honestly, just 1 forma should be enough. The accuracy on this one is 26.7. On a projectile-based weapon, I would not use Magnum Force. It's not a smart idea from my humble point of view, and allow me to show you why that is. Battle Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, and we're gonna just see how the accuracy is. Now, same 50-meter test, which is basically something like this. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Not going for something like this, but it is an option. From my point of view, you got plenty of other mods that you can use outside of Magnum Force. Base critical chance is 36%, which is way above average, and the critical multiplier also way above average at 2.8x. My friends, this is a true blue critical secondary weapon. Now, on primary weapons, you have hunter munitions, which bumps up the power of any primary critical weapon. On secondary weapons, you don't have something like that. Not that I'm asking for a hunter munitions for secondary weapons, please God, no. But it's something that you should bear in mind. Fire rate of 7 with a magazine of 40, a multi-shot of 1 single bolt by default, noise alarming, and a reload of 1.3 seconds. Absolutely fantastic. The reload is super seamless on this weapon. Basically, using it is a breeze for the most part. If you can get over the fact that, well, it's a semi-automatic weapon and you're also going to be firing projectile-based attacks. Even though the projectiles themselves have a quick travel time, you still gotta kind of lead your targets a little bit depending on the distance between you and that target. Status chance is the weak point of the Akbolto Prime at only 14%. Trigger semi, as we talked about, and the damage is impact, puncture, and slash. Now, slash is the lowest by a very large margin, but in this case, I don't really care that much. Why? Because my base status chance is also low. So basically, this weapon is all about raw strength for the most part. What statuses am I going to apply with 14%? A bunch of puncture procs, which don't really help me all that much when it comes to damaging down my targets. When it comes to, well, surviving a bit better, sure, but in this case, most players simply want to get more damage out of the weapon. Now, puncture is a pretty strong IPS from my point of view, second strongest, simply because it will be dealing extra damage to heavily armored targets, such as Grenier, Bombard, Corrupted Heavy Goons, and whatever else. Now, let's talk about the weapon Exilus mod slot. Is it worth investing in or not? And from my point of view, on the Akbolto Prime, you do have a couple of semi-decent options. First off, lethal momentum, 40% projectile flight speed. Now, if you're finding yourself that you're missing a whole lot of the projectiles, that you simply cannot lead your target, there's no shame in that. Simply slap on lethal momentum. It will make hitting your targets a whole lot more easier. What throws me off when I'm firing a weapon is usually the recoil, so I go for steady hands with minus 60% weapon recoil. It's true the weapon does not have high recoil, but still with this one, the weapon is basically motionless, which makes my gameplay a whole lot more comfortable. It's really down to you. Do you want something like steady hands with less recoil, or do you want something like lethal momentum and faster projectile flight speed? Again, on the Akbolto Prime, you have no fall-off damage. You can also go for pistol ammo mutation, but from my point of view, it's entirely pointless. You should never really run out of ammo on this beautiful, beautiful weapon. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's jump into a standard build. And we got damage with Hornet Strike, multi-shot with Battle Diffusion, as well as Lethal Torrent, critical chance, critical damage combo between Pistol Gambit and Target Cracker. Of course, I got Prime mods, bro. Sure, use your Prime mods. But for the sake of demonstration, initially we're going to be going with the normal mods because not everybody has Prime mods. We got Steady Hands in this case, and we also got Pistol Pestilence. Now, Pistol Pestilence is here 60/60 Toxin mod simply because, well, you're gonna find it on like 90% of your Akbolto Prime build. So, there you go. You should keep this one on as a mandatory mod. What follows next is a couple of options for your option slots. Yes, there's two of them. First of all, let's try with Viral, right? If I'm going with Viral because Viral damage right now is the meta, then I gotta go with Frostbite, the 60/60 cold mod. And I got Viral on the weapon, my status chance only 30.8%. In the last slot, you do have a couple of options. This is a critical weapon, right? You want guaranteed crits out of your weapon? That means you're a guy right after my own heart. Have a look at this one. You should know it by now. It's called Hydraulic Crossers. 145% critical chance when aiming for 9 seconds. This is an on-headshot effect. So again, take into consideration that you might want to swap out Steady Hands for something like a Lethal Momentum. There's one more option that, from a mathematical perspective, is better. Damn it. Oh yeah, here, crit. This one is called Sharpen Bullets. You can go with 75% critical damage when aiming for 9 seconds. This is an on-kill effect. Again, from a mathematical perspective, this should be better. From my humble point of view, it's still better to have your critical chance guaranteed, so I would go with Hydraulic Crossers instead. But again, you should get more DPS out of this one. And we're going to be testing the weapon out like this on Corrupted Heavy Goons, level 120. We're gonna go for straight up headshots, as before. That's the kind of damage you can expect out of the Akbolto Prime, mixed in together with a standard, normal, average, everyday build. We got no Prime mods, we got no fancy mods. Not that you can have very fancy mods on secondary weapons outside of the, well, Prime mods. Prime Pistol Gambit and Prime Target Cracker. Now, the performance of the weapon is kind of meh. We can increase it, however, if we go for Corrosive in this case. In the case of the Akbolto Prime, it's actually better to go with Corrosive instead of Viral. So we're gonna swap out Frostbite and we're gonna go with Electricity. Unfortunately, Jolt is a tad on the expensive side and it's only brought by Battleketeer the Void Trader every once in 2 months, once in 3 months, something like that. Make sure you have a copy of each 60/60 mod, so when you see Battle Bring 'em, make sure you get yourself a copy of each. Another thing that I can do to further increase the potency of my build, if I'm feeling myself very comfortable with the weapon and all whatnot, is do this. Drop Pistol Gambit, go with Hydraulic Crossers instead, and go for more critical damage with Sharpened Bullets. I can go for something like this. It will prove a bit more efficient. Some of you guys are already saying Auger Pact. I want to talk about Auger Pact for just a second. Guys, this is a weak mod. Okay, get it through your heads. This is a weak mod that should only be applied to a weapon if you have nothing else. If you have nothing better, then sure, go for Auger Pact. As it is, it's pretty weak with only 90% damage. Now we're going to be testing out the weapon like this. Of course, you also got a couple of mods that can increase the usability of the weapon. Something like Ice Storm, for example, if you want a larger magazine capacity. Not a bad mod, especially if you're going for a viral build. And with Corrosive, the weapon is a tad on the better side. Not a whole lot better, but still a little bit better. Now I got extra critical damage as well. Take a look. I'm chomping through the targets a bit more efficiently than before. It's the difference between 2 bullets, something like that. Well, 2 bullets, 2 arrows in the head of a Corrupted Heavy Goon, level 120. From my humble point of view, the performance for the weapon right now isn't all that fantastic. It's not weak by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not great either, especially considering that this is a semi-automatic weapon and it's a projectile weapon as well. Don't get me wrong, I love this weapon. It's still my favorite secondary weapon simply because of the feel it has, simply because I can send my targets flying like Sue when I kill them and I can impale them to walls and all whatnot. It's more about the feeling rather than the actual power of a weapon, at least for me that is. But what if I put on some prime mods, right? That will heavily increase the damage on this weapon. Well, it will make a serious difference, but let me just show you. I think it's better to show you. We're gonna go with prime target cracker instead of the normal version. Hold on, like Sue, and like Sue, and like Sue. No, you don't want like Sue. Well, then that Sue and Sue. Haha, 103.3% critical chance with a multiplier of 5.9x. Absolutely freaking fantastic. Sharpened bullets is my mod of choice for the time being, okay, so I'm gonna keep sharpened bullets for now. And the weapon Exilus mod slot, you can simply reformat if you need to use something there. Now let's test out the weapon and see how she performs. You can also increase the elemental combo if you so desire. You can go for more corrosive, that's not a bad idea. Some of you guys have been asking me in the comment section, hey man, can you show me a build with the prime mods but no Riven? I would really like to know if you guys actually care about a version of a build with prime mods but no Riven. I never thought that anybody would care for something like this, but again, if you do care, let me know. Now, take a look at this. Yes, prime mods do make a difference. Whoop-de freaking do. Guaranteed critical chance, some of them are orange. You got a 3-point-something% chance to get an orange crit per shot with the Akbolto Prime if you choose to use the prime mod, Prime Pistol Gambit. If you got the prime mods, of course the weapon eats targets a whole lot faster than before. And now, my friends, it's finally time to talk about Rivens for the Akbolto Prime. And the following Riven is actually mine. It's the one that I have been using for, I don't know, about a year and a half, something like that. It's a Visicron. I got critical chance 162% and 270% damage with minus 35.3 zoom. Absolutely freaking hilarious, isn't it? I love this Riven, absolutely love it, and something like this would set you back, I don't think it's more than 300 plat, because again, we're not talking about super expensive Rivens when it comes to the Akbolto Prime, so there you go, you can get something like this. I rolled it myself, I got super lucky about a year and a half ago, that was the end of my luck, so there you go. As you can see as before, this is a corrosive build with steady hands. One more time, Corrupted Heavy Gunner is level 120, now let's see what the Akbolto Prime can do with Prime mods, with a Riven, with everything. Oh yeah, there's my baby. There's my baby. Absolutely freaking phenomenal. With a single magazine, I can kill about 5 Corrupted Heavy Goons level 120. Okay, I got 4.5 there. I can go shot by shot action if you guys want to see the damage. Take a look at that. Absolutely hilarious. Now, thankfully, this weapon also has a small amount of impact, so you don't see a whole lot of impact procs. It just takes a couple. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Stand still. 5, 6, 7, 8 shots to kill a level 120 Corrupted Heavy Goon. I love this weapon. I honestly adore it. It's not one of the most powerful secondary weapons in Warframe. Definitely not by any stretch of the imagination. But it doesn't need to be that powerful to be my favorite. And I know a lot of you guys also pick your favorite weapons based on something else other than power. What else can I do? Well, I can bump up everything with Warframe buffs, and who better than Lady Mirage Prime. It's basically her gun. You see that in the picture? It's like her gun. It's her gun. Corrosive projection, big surprise. So we're gonna go with Arcane Precisions. This one will get you 300% damage to pistols for 18 seconds. It's a non-headshot, 100% chance on the R5. You can also go for Arcane Avenger R5 on damage, a 21% chance for 35% critical chance boost bonus additive after, so it stacks on top of what you already have for 12 seconds. The R5s, my friends, you can farm these by doing Eidolons down on Cetus, or you can also do Scarlet Spear. So there you go. It's actually easier to do Scarlet Spear, a lot easier than actually hunting Eidolons. So if Scarlet Spear is still up, go and farm Scarlet Spear. What we're going to be doing is unpausing the AI, let's kill him off, and go to level 150. Honestly, I haven't tested this yet, so I'm really excited. No, not 15, 150, damn it. We're going to activate Mirage's free ability for a massive damage increase, as well as her ever so lovely clones. Now, I'm fully aware that I promised I would aura forma Mirage by the next time I would do a video, but unfortunately, I aura format Nova by mistake. So, better luck next time. Let's see how many shots does it take. Oh, baby! Oh, baby, look at him go! Look at him go! Beautiful. You know, it just like annihilates them, man. It sends them flying like they never even existed to begin with. How is that not awesome? And then you can find your targets impaled all over the place. Take a look at this. Look at them. Look at them. They're gone, man. They're gone. I absolutely love this weapon. And of course, it's going to work fantastically well with Mirage Prime. Now, ever since the shield gating, people say that, hey, it's easy to survive with Mirage. It's still not all that easy, okay, fine. But you can do it, okay? If you really try hard, then you can survive with Lady Mirage Prime. Do try to build this Warframe. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's the best weapon buffer frame there is in Warframe right now. And I think, my friends, that is pretty much it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you got any sorts of feedback for me, I would love to read it in the comment section down below. And if you love the content, consider supporting us via Patreon. Or you can also become a member of the YouTube channel and get access to fantastic perks, my friends, such as loyalty badges, cool wallpapers, and the ability to vote on what I work on next. Click the join button next to the sub button to learn more. As for the Akbolto Prime, alright, fine, it may not be one of the most powerful secondary weapons in Warframe, definitely not, but as you can see, my friends, it can clearly still pack a punch. Now you see them, now you don't. I'll catch you guys in the next one.